I just thought I'd do a video and catch you up on what's been going on. I had my blood work taken last week, and it did come. The tumor markers come back a little bit higher than the first blood work I had taken, and so I'm going to go to my doctor this afternoon, and we're going to talk about it. Kind of try to figure out what's been going on. If possibly I'm doing something that's triggering that. I've known for about the last week or week and a half that I wasn't feeling quite as well. It's kind of interesting how I've learned through this whole thing that my body tells me just about everything I need to know. I wasn't surprised at all when the blood work come back with the markers being higher than they were the last time. I can always gauge it by things my body just tells me and how I feel, and so I knew I'd been kind of struggling a little bit more. I've also been extremely busy the last couple weeks, or actually probably the whole month of September, and I think that plays a huge part on how I'm doing. Rest is I think crucial. Just like when you get a cold or the flu, when you rest you get over it. If you don't rest, you just keep dragging, and you never seem to really conquer the thing. So anyway, I'm sure that's been a part of it because I'm on the go nonstop. I hate to say no. I want to be part of every family thing we do, every church thing that goes on. I just can't stand it. So if I'm not there, so I just never say no, and I keep going, and so I knew that was working on me as far as the rest concerned, and and then sometimes I find myself getting into habits where I just eat more fruit than I probably should, and I know fruit has a lot of sugar in it, and I know of course, how hard that is for the healing of my body. So I'm going to talk to him about that and tell him I've been doing that, and just try to pinpoint. I would love to know what does cause the symptoms to flare up when they do. I've always tried to do this actually from the beginning, is try to figure that out. Like try to go back to what I've been eating and try to take away, add whatever I need to do. So anyhow, just I'll go today at this afternoon for my appointment, and we'll talk about it. And I think the last couple days I've noticed that the symptoms and all the weird feelings that I have aren't quite as bad. I've tried to rest a lot, and so I can always, again, just always tell when I have a good day or the symptoms are working hard on me. So, it's just every day is a new day, and I learn something, and I don't know, it's just been pretty incredible. This is, just a hard place to be. It's hard on the family, it's hard on my kids, it's hard on my marriage, and we all do the best we can coping with it, but sometimes it just does get a little bit overwhelming. And I always try to be like positive, because I believe that is where the victory comes, is my mental is as well as my physical, and my hope in God and my faith in God, and so of course I don't want to defeat my own self by going around being negative and saying things that can really be true in a day, but yeah, I don't want to voice them and give that any glory, because that's not my goal. My goal is to be completely cancer-free, and I will do that with my diet, and I will do that with my words, my confession, and so, but at the same time, I want to be kind of real sometimes, because it is hard. And I don't even know what suffering is compared to the cancer patients that have the chemotherapy and the surgeries and all that. I don't have a clue what that feels like. I read, blogs of other people's journeys with cancer in the medical realm, and I also talk to a lot of people. I go to a church with, we have 1,200 members, and of course, a lot of them have been diagnosed with cancer. So I talk to a lot of people, is where I'm trying to go with this, and they suffer, and I see it with my own eyes greatly. So I don't know what suffering is compared to them, but even though, just in my world of how I'm treating it, it still is a challenge every day, and a burden to carry. So I think sometimes when I complain, then I feel so guilty, because there's just people I know all around me that just can own the word suffer, you know, and I can't, because I don't really know what that feels like to suffer like they are. This is still the best scenario for what I'm going through, the best treatment, the best plan for me. And but you know, at the same time, it's a burden on my home life, you know, and my marriage, and you know, every day, you know, just wondering, you know, what is going on inside your body that you can't see, and I just try to gauge it by how I feel and how I do, and you know, there's just been challenges. That's all I know to say. I was at the fair back in August, and I know my limit. You know, when I get tired at the end of the day, I get kind of just spacey. I've driven home from church late, like back in the winter, and I got pulled over by the cops because I was speeding, and I was just driving so carelessly because I was so tired and just wanted to get home, and I was weaving in and out of traffic and not using my turn signal, and I got a ticket, you know. So, and then we went to the fair back in August, and I knew my limit that day, and I got lost in the you know, in the fairgrounds, just getting back to my car. So that should have been a big clue that I did not need to drive home. And then I got lost driving from the fair to home because it was back roads and it was just so dark out, and I was so tired I wasn't even really making sense. So anyhow, you know, I do try to learn my challenges and my limits, and you know, and just I keep learning. Obviously, you know, I'm also being tested for toxins in my body, and I'm full of that. I have high lead, high arsenic, and silver, and a bunch of words I can't even pronounce, and so it's just really amazing. I'm trying to detox for that, and I think it's just no wonder that diseases are just rampant. They're everywhere, because between the diet we have and the environment we live in, we really don't have a chance. And so I think it's just kind of interesting how I'm learning and growing, and how I even wonder how many times people are misdiagnosed with things like Parkinson's and those kind of diseases, but they're just full of toxins, not really a disease. But I've kind of, because the symptoms mimic those of Parkinson's, and so I thought, because we have a friend that was diagnosed with that, and I'm like, I wonder if he's just misdiagnosed. He's just full of toxins, and if he. But, you know, people have a really hard time, you know, believing what I'm learning. So a lot of times I just feel like I spin my wheels talking, and they don't really get it. But I keep trying, and that's why I do the videos. And thank you for all your comments you give me, and your advice, and watching and telling me encouraging things. And it's just been awesome. And I just thank God for you, and, you know, my kids and my husband and everyone that's just helped me. My church just been so good to me through this, and because even though I don't voice it, you know, every day is a fight, and one that I'm going to win, and but I'm not promised, you know, every day to be good, you know, but it's still a challenge nonetheless, and I'm excited, and I know I'm doing the right thing. I never doubt that for a minute, even if reports aren't quite as good as I want them to be. That's fine, you know. I'll just keep working pressing towards that mark. So I will let you know what the doctor says. We'll get it figured out. I know the last couple of days I felt better, and I kind of feel like, you know, I've been through this in a year and a half, and I've been through this ups and downs, so I'm not surprised, and I'll just be glad when they're completely gone, you know. So I will let you go, and let you know what is going on, and keep in touch. So have a great day. God bless you. Hold fast. Bye-bye.